Welcome to this video from In 28 Minutes. Thanks for all your love, which helped us to grow to 25,000 subscribers on YouTube and more than 46,000 students on Udemy. You can find more about us on our website www.in28minutes.com. This video is a part of series of 100 plus videos celebrating my 15 years of experience with programming, design and architecture. In these videos, we talk about how to become a good programmer and a good architect. We also talk about Java related frameworks, concepts, practices and terminologies other than the varied range of tools that we make use of. You can find more details in the description of the video. In this video, let's look at how to become a good programmer. Becoming a good programmer is quite a journey. I would love to say there is one way of becoming a great programmer, but there isn't. The tips which I give in here are kind of ones which worked with most of the people. So hopefully this would be of help for you. One of the most important things that you should do as a programmer is to focus on programming. Understand the concepts of programming, understand things like data structures, algorithms, and not really focus a lot on languages and frameworks. Languages and frameworks are really useful stuff, but they are not the base. The base is the programming concepts that you are learning. Languages and frameworks can add on to it. So what I would say is pick up a language. So let's say Java. So I have a lot of experience with Java. So probably Java, or even better, pick up a functional language like Scala. So things like that. So pick up a language and get good at it. And also, once you get good at programming, then you can add in things like frameworks and other stuff. Number one, so start with programming. So number two, rigorous practice. Kata is basically like something which is related to martial arts. So people practice, and only then they really become good at things like karate. Same thing with programming. Rigorous katas. Do a lot of practice with programming. So I have a list of katas for you down here in the repository. So if you go to the GitHub repository, Java best practices, you'd find a list of katas in there. So just go there, try the things which are there. Those are really some of the masters doing really good stuff. So there's there is a lot you can learn from there, especially if you're starting programmer. And also, one of the most important thing is seek out excellent programmers in your projects and try to pair program with them. You'd see a lot of difference in yourself once you start pair programming with excellent programmers. There are a lot of things that you do, how you use the IDE, how productive they are. There are a lot of things that you would learn using pair programming. I can't stress this enough. And one of the most important things is to be introduced to the information wealth on World Wide Web. I mean, there is so much information out there that you can learn a lot of things. I also understand the difficulty in the sense that there is too much information out there, and to filter good from the bad is something which you would gain with experience. But there is nothing wrong in trying to find something by yourself. And also, most importantly, try to develop a passion for programming. If you have chosen programming as something you want to do, you would be doing that for years to come. So rather be passionate about it. Try and if you are trying to be a good programmer, you should have some passion towards programming. So that's what I would really focus on for the first 3 to 4 months. This actually, things which I've said are kind of things which you do continuously. But in the 3 to 4 months, once you make them a habit, then it becomes easier for the rest of your career. The next years, whatever amount of years that are needed to go from a good programmer to excellent programmer, you would actually continue what you would learn in the first phase. Make sure that you're following the best programmers on Twitter. Seek out, try to learn from them, things like that. Contribute to open source. That's one good way to get to interact with other programmers. So start contributing to open sources. Try and coach other programmers. There's a lot you'd learn by trying to coach other programmers, and continue to pair program. There is a lot of things that you'd learn with pair programming. And make sure that you attend a few conferences, programming trainings, and things like that, so that you get exposed to all the things which are happening outside. And later, you can start the journey from an excellent programmer to an architect, or to a craftsman, which would be a journey on its own. That's basically what I think is needed, or what are the things that you need to do to become a really good programmer. Like some of the things I kind of think about when I'm coding. I've tried to make a list of them here. Whenever whenever I write some code, my focus is always on trying to make the code readable. So what can I really do to make sure that when somebody looks at this piece of code, they are able to understand it easily? So, even kind of, am I going to understand this in 3 months' time? So, when I come and look at it, will I understand it in 3 months' time? I mean, uh, the other thing is, am I making it really complex? Is there a simpler way of doing this? Is there some way I can improve the reusability? Uh, I mean, again, what's for dinner? It's it's fun. It's basically the most important thing related to programming is you need to have fun learning this stuff. Also, the other thing is testability of code. So you need to be able to write code in such a way that it's testable. And um, if you're a Java programmer, I would actually start with learning unit testing very well. So I would start with some unit testing framework also. So things like JUnit. I'll try and adapt test-driven development and bring it into my arsenal. And also, Spring is a framework which is quite used. Dependency injection is a great concept. It makes your code really testable. So I would really focus with starting these things. And I would also keep an eye out on the microservices architecture, because that's kind of the thing which is in right now. So I would try and understand what microservices architecture is and try and get a good overview of that. The last thing I want to say in your journey to become a good programmer is keep questioning. Ask why. I mean, there is this thing called 5 whys. That. I can't stress it more. So keep trying to understand everything. So if there is a specific thing that somebody is doing, ask why are you doing it that way? Why are you not doing it some other way? Keep asking questions. Okay. I hope I gave you enough information to start your journey towards becoming a good programmer. You might already be a good programmer and you are missing something. Probably you found something in this video. Hopefully it's helpful to you. Thanks a lot. Keep smiling. Keep subscribing. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video. We created this video to celebrate my 15 years of experience with design, architecture, and programming. We have created 2 complete Git repositories for you: Java Technology for Beginners and Java Best Practices. Java Best Practices covers my 15 years of experience with design patterns, code quality, design, architecture, and modern development practices. We talk about REST services, SOAP web services, microservices, cloud native applications, 4 principles of simple design, among a varied range of other topics. It tells you how to become a good programmer, designer, or an architect. Java Technology for Beginners focuses on the frameworks, concepts, practices and terminologies and tools related to application development. You can find link to the repositories in the description of the video. In 28 minutes has some of the highest rated courses on varied range of topics. You can find more information on our website www.in28minutes.com.